Hello, Long Beach, and we want to welcome you all to our official Long Beach City Council installation and swearing-in ceremony. Now, unlike most years, we know that we usually all gather together in a big ceremony to welcome our amazing new members of the Long Beach City Council and to welcome back members that have been with us but also won re-election. This year, we know, is a lot different. And we are in an era where we have to continue to be safe. Every single day, Long Beach struggles with this pandemic. Many of our residents have passed, families are suffering, and we're doing everything we can to support our hospitals, our nurses, our doctors, and all of our essential workers. And I want to thank every single one of you for your incredible support of our community and our city. I also am excited, like all of you, to welcome new members to this body, but also to welcome back a couple of members to the Long Beach City Council. And I want to start by, of course, saying a huge congratulations to both Councilmember Daryl Supernaw from District 4 and Councilmember Al Austin from District 8. Both were re-elected this year. Of course, Councilmember Supernaw sailed right through his election without an opponent, which is wonderful, and a huge congratulations to him. And Councilmember Austin, of course, just was recently re-elected this last November. So to both of them, as a city and on behalf of the whole City Council, we congratulate them and we thank them. They are champions to ensure that this community gets past COVID-19, that we remain safe, and that we will build back our economy. They'll be installed as part of today's ceremonies as well. But I really want to make a few comments about the two incredible women that are joining us, not just here today, but all future City Council members as members of this body. I want to, of course, first welcome to the body Cindy Allen from District 2, and I know the entire community is excited to have her on board. Now, Councilmember-elect Allen, soon to be Councilwoman Cindy Allen, is someone that has made Long Beach a huge part of her life. She went to school here, she grew up through our Long Beach schools, went on to do graduate work here at Cal State Long Beach, was a Long Beach police officer as part of our city, and of course also had successful businesses in our community as well. She learned struggle growing up on the west side, and today lives in downtown with her husband, and of course has a great family that supports her in everything that she does. I want to welcome her, of course, to this body, and we look forward to her leadership and all of her work ahead. I also want to welcome a real historic selection to the City Council, and that is Dr. Saro. Dr. Saro will now become the council member of District 6. This selection is incredibly historic. Dr. Saro is not only an incredible story herself, but her campaign and her community came together to elect the first Cambodian American in the history of the city of Long Beach to this body. And quite frankly, makes not just history here in our community, but across the country. Dr. Saro is an accomplished educator. She teaches. She's done research and work in the education field and has served on a number of public bodies. In addition to that, of course, she has been a long-time community leader, not just within the Cambodian community, but within the community at large. And I want to welcome her and her entire family to this body and to our City Council system. But I also especially directly want to congratulate all of the members of the Cambodian community that I know are also watching right now. And congratulations to all of you, because I know how important and historic of a day today is. And so to both Dr. Saro and to Ms. Allen, both incoming council members, Congratulations to both of them, and I know the entire City Council welcomes them, as well as the entire city. And so with that, we will turn over and begin our first installation, and I'll turn this over to our city clerk, who will begin the process. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Garcia. Again, thank you for coming. And today we will be swearing in 2 new elected council members, 1 appointed council member, and 1 re-elected council member. After the swearing in, each council member will have the opportunity to give a brief remark. First, we have newly elected Councilwoman Cindy Allen from Council District 2. If you can send us to the podium. Welcome, Councilwoman Allen and family. My name is Allison Budma. I'm the Assistant City Clerk here in the city of Long Beach, and I'll be administering the oath of office today. So if you could please raise your right hand, and if you want to put the other hand on your Bible, and repeat after me. I, Cindy Allen,
I, Cindy Allen,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the constitutions of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the constitutions of the state of California
and the constitutions of the state of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the constitutions of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the constitutions of the state of California,
and the constitutions to the state of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
that I will well
that I will well
and faithfully discharge
and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
If I could have you sign the oath. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You may go ahead and give your brief remarks.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much. I am humbled to stand here today, and it's a special privilege to be sworn in right here in District 2 as your councilwoman. As I begin my term in office, I have a few remarks and reflections that I'd like to share with you. I want to first of all begin by thanking the voters of the 2nd District for electing me as your representative. I'm honored and grateful for the opportunity to serve you, and that you trust and have placed your trust in me, and I will not let you down. We can all agree that right now our top focus and priority is the pandemic, but we also have to focus on creating local jobs, making sure that people have access to affordable housing, getting businesses reopened, and improving the parking situations and cleaning up our air. It is my hope that we all can come together, that we can work with one another, and that we can find ways to address our concerns collectively. I love Long Beach. You've heard me say that a lot on the campaign trail. I really do. I love this city. I love our diverse communities, and I love all the cultures in this city, and I love the spirit of public service that lives here. I'm committed to doing my part to move this district forward, to move this city forward through dialogue, through collaboration and partnerships. Campaigning the last year has taught me a lot about myself. I was in the center of a lot of harmful disinformation about me and that crossed many boundaries and created situations for myself and neighbors, my family and friends that I never dreamed of, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone else. But through all of this, I stayed true to my values, and I always put people first. I can tell you this, I am one strong lady, and I will not be pushed around. I want, from the bottom of my heart, the remarks that Mayor Garcia made were really special. I appreciate his friendship and his leadership. He has this collaborative spirit with all of the council colleagues that has been such a huge benefit to our city. And I look forward to serving alongside him and all of the council moving forward. I'm just so honored to be in the midst of these wonderful council members. I know some better than others, but one of the things I know about everyone is that they love our city and they love serving our city. I also want to say to former Councilwoman Janine Pierce, that I just want to thank her for her service, and I also want to thank her for the smooth transition that she has made for my team and my wonderful Chief of Staff, Connor Locke. To my friends and longtime supporters, I would not be here without you, and running for office has definitely been one of the hardest things I have ever done. Your unwavering support and encouragement is what got me to the finish line. So truly, I thank you. And to my family members, near and far, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being patient through this process. I can tell you, I have definitely missed my family time. And to my best friend and hubby, Randy, he's behind me right here. Thank you so much for your support and being patient. I know you ate lots of TV dinners, and if anyone knows my husband, he loves food, so he's definitely made a little bit of a sacrifice for this. I appreciate and love my beautiful children, Aaron and David, who work side by side with me on the campaign. Today is definitely, for our family, a happy occasion, and I'm excited to get to work. But before I do, I want to recognize the severity of the situation that we find ourselves in. The COVID-19 pandemic has reached alarming new heights and has severely impacted our communities and our way of life. This is a crisis, and while we have vaccines on the way, we have to stay vigilant. Follow all of the guidelines, do our part to stop the spread of this disease. We must continue to practice safe social distancing, including appropriate restrictions on activities until the vaccines are widely available and adopted. As your new councilwoman, I want everyone to know that my top priority is making sure that we get through this pandemic and rebuild even stronger. I will fight for relief and assistance for the hardworking families that are really struggling right now to get by. I will push to ensure that all of our essential workers and healthcare workers have the equipment that they need to do their jobs. I will also fight to make sure that our restaurants and our small businesses have the resources that they need to survive and ultimately reopen. In concert with the pandemic, we also have seen a rise in homelessness, here both in the 2nd District and across the city. I am committed to reducing homelessness and helping folks rebuild their lives. We need solutions that include mental health treatment, more transitional and affordable housing, increased shelter capacities, expanding service center hours, and bringing on more social workers trained to deal with this vulnerable population. In short, we need the continuum of care to be strong and resilient as we rebuild from the COVID-19 pandemic. Another issue that we face here in the 2nd District is the lack of affordable housing in general. And when it comes to this issue, I will always put families first. I look forward to working with the city staff to understand the processes already in place, the funding mechanisms that we can access, and the opportunities that we can seize to increase the supply and quantity of affordable housing in the city. With so many of us working at home, we are even more impacted from our lack of parking. And I am committed to bringing realistic parking solutions to the 2nd District. And I look forward to studying this issue in depth and working with my council colleagues and the city staff on identifying feasible solutions. I'm also committed to protecting our environment and fighting climate change. Long Beach has some of the worst air quality in the nation. And what's worse is that our data shows it disproportionately affects the Black and the brown communities. As many of you know, and you hear me talk about this on the campaign trail, I grew up on the West Side, and me and my family were exposed to some of the worst air in the city. And now, as a cancer survivor, I care about the air that I breathe. And with all of the progress that we have made in the city, I still daily am cleaning up soot from the floors and from my countertops. And clean air is incredibly important to the residents of the 2nd District. I also look forward to ensuring that Long Beach makes progress in areas such as improving our water quality, cleaning up our beaches, reducing population, and decreasing our carbon footprint. I hope we can come together and work together to make our community a healthier, more inclusive, and more equitable place to live. Thanks again to all of my supporters. Thank you to my family. Thank you to all the folks here today that are making this happen even through COVID. And I just thank you for your faith and your trust in my service to this wonderful, beautiful, great city. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Allen, and welcome to the Long Beach Council. If you could follow Kyle. Next is our Councilman Daryl Supernaw, who has been appointed to the Council District 4. A virtual oath has been administered by our City Clerk, Monique Del Garza. We will now play the recorded video of his swearing-in ceremony.
So we are at the official swearing-in of Councilman Daryl Supernaw. We will be administering the oath. He is accompanied by his wife and his granddaughter today. If you'd like to introduce them, you can.
Okay, I'm joined today, supported by my wife, Cheryl, and granddaughter, Kayla. And Kayla is holding the Bible for me today.
Excellent. So please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I,
Daryl Supernaw,
do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will defend and support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California.
That I take this obligation freely,
I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservations
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations, Councilman Supernaw.
Well, thank you very much. And I would like to say that this is my third oath since taking office in 2015. It is the first for Kayla and the first administered by City Clerk Monique de la Garza. So thank you for that. And I will also say that this is the most unique experience so far in taking the oath. I would just like to thank my family. I would like to thank all the constituents of the council district and the businesses and the nonprofits just for all their support. And it's truly been an honor to represent them. I would also like to say a thank you to the mayor and my council colleagues for being so supportive, especially on the reopening of community hospital and the restoration of Engine 17. I truly look forward to serving another 4 years, and it is an absolute honor to do so. So now we're going to sign off. We're going to put our mask on, and Kayla has her mask. Ready for your mask? Okay. And everyone, please stay safe out there and go forth. Bye-bye. You wait, bye, Kayla?
Bye.
Thank you, Councilman Supernaw, and congratulations on your appointment. Next is newly elected Councilwoman Saro from Council District 6. Welcome, Councilwoman and family. My name is Allison, and I'll be administering the oath for you this afternoon. So if you could raise your right hand, put your hand on the Bible, and repeat after me.
The Constitution of the United States.
Oh, okay. And if you could repeat after me. I, Saro,
I, Saro,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will support
that I will support
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the constitutions of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true
that I will bear truth,
faith and allegiance
faith, and allegiance
to the constitutions of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the constitutions of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
that I will well
that I
will
will
and faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties
the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
If I can have you sign the oath. Thank you.
Thank you.
You may go ahead and give your remarks.
Thank you. First, thank you to the city staff for making the swearing in possible today. While I stand here alone, I did not get here by myself. I am deeply grateful to the voters for their support and trust. Thank you to all those who have supported, volunteer, and believe in our people-powered grassroots campaign. I want to especially thank the amazing team who were in with me day in and day out, night after night, to ensure that it was community-driven. I'm so proud of your hard work, dedication, and commitment to fighting for a better district and city. We proved that positivity wins that change can happen and that anything is possible. Thank you to my dear husband, Sobichaya Saro, behind me with our amazing children, Deja and Daya, who have been with me through all the challenges of running a campaign. I could not have done it without their encouragement and support. And I would not stand here before you if it wasn't for my parents. My mother is with me, and unfortunately my father couldn't be here, but my brother's here instead in his place. After surviving the genocide, they made the courageous decision to walk through the landmine jungles of war-torn Cambodia to the refugee camps in Thailand, where I was born. Resettling in America was foreign and challenging in every way possible, but together, as a family, we overcame all the obstacles we face. I can never forget where I come from. Resettling in America, those experiences shaped me to be an organizer and advocate for those who are marginalized and disenfranchised. Breaking barriers as the first Cambodian American city councilwoman, means I am making space and room for voices not often heard, and that I am building bridges to ensure that I am not the last. My first priority will be making Long Beach work for residents. I am committed to being a responsive and tireless advocate for every person who lives and works in the 6th District. My goal is to tackle the tough challenges our neighborhoods face to improve the quality of life for every person. The challenges ahead are daunting, and I know we have our work cut out for us. Throughout this pandemic, so many Long Beach residents have volunteered and pitched in to provide mutual aid to help their neighbor and friends and community members. We find in a time of crisis and hard times, we turn to each other for support and are stronger because of it. I believe that if we can continue to come together and work with each other, we can and will solve the challenges ahead of us. Long Beach 6th District is a wonderful place to raise a family, but there is more that we can do to make our community stronger. On the City Council, I will work to attract higher paying jobs to our neighborhoods, to help businesses recover from the economic impact of the pandemic, and to make housing more affordable and accessible for all. Homelessness seems to get worse every year, and that downward spiral must end. Many of our residents and small business owners have told me what they would like to see improve. I look forward to continuing these conversations for many weeks to come. Many have lost family members and friends this year, and my thoughts and heart is with you. Thank you to our healthcare workers, emergency response personnel, and essential workers on all front lines. Long Beach is and always will be my home. It is my honor to serve my community, and it is my promise to you that I will work hard every day to live up to the faith you have placed in me. Thank you. Chumrip Lia.
Thank you, Councilwoman. If you could follow our staff there. Next, we have Councilman Al Austin, who has been re-elected to Council District 8. Welcome, Councilman Austin.
Thank you.
So I'll be administering the oath, so if you could please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Al Austin,
I, Al Austin,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will defend,
that
I will support, I'm sorry,
that I will support and defend
the constitutions of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear truth, faith,
that I will bear true faith
and
allegiance
to the constitutions of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the constitutions of the state of California,
and to the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
that I will well
that I will well
and faithfully discharge
and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties in which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
If I can have you sign the oath. Thank you. You may give you a brief remark.
Thank you so much. I want to take this opportunity to, first of all, thank God that this 2020 campaign season is over and keeping us throughout this entire 2020 year. I'd also like to congratulate my newest colleagues, Councilmembers Cindy Allen and Saro, for surviving and prevailing in the longest campaign in the city's history. And also would like to congratulate Councilman Daryl Supernaw, who was elected unopposed. But I'd like to first and foremost thank my wife, Daisha, and my family for helping to sustain me during this very difficult campaign, but also being my rock and supportive system for the past 8.5 years during this time on City Council. I don't serve alone, I serve with my family support, and we are in this together as a family. So again, thank you so much to my amazing family. And my extended family, who all have well prayed and wished me well throughout the entire time that I've been in office. I also want to thank my campaign team, my amazing campaign team, BZD, Julio, Celissa, Sullivan, you know who you are, my amazing City A team for their excellent work and support throughout the years, but also throughout this particular campaign. I'd also like to briefly thank everyone who volunteered or generously gave their support and time to help. This unusually long campaign season allowed us to put together a very broad coalition of individuals and people and organizations that came together to support our shared vision during this campaign. From my awesome neighbors, my friends in labor, to business interests throughout the city and region, the elected officials, bipartisan support from our local officials, my colleagues, state assembly members, federal level, Alan Lowenthal, and from all the small business owners throughout my district and city. We received support from friends of friends and from friends I didn't even know I had, and so I'm very much appreciative. I also appreciate the support and encouragement from so many people from not only the uptown communities, but from across the city, from East Long Beach, from West Side, from downtown to Midtown. The love and support extended far beyond district lines. And for the last 20 years, my family has been proud to call the Bixby Knolls community home. The residents and the neighbors really came together. It's a truly special place and a special community, and one that I'm very proud to represent. To the great people of the 8th District, my neighbors, the voters, thank you again for the trust and confidence. Your priorities are my priorities, and I'm proud to be your representative. I'm extremely honored to have been elected to a third term during this unique time, a historic third term, and this is a unique time in our country's history. The responsibility and expectations upon us as elected officials to deliver today are greater than ever before, and I recognize that, and I will plan to continue serving with humility and a sense of urgency to get things done for you, the residents. Complacency is not our friend. I've often described the 8th District as a microcosm of the city of Long Beach in its diversity and character, which brings with it a diverse array of viewpoints on most issues. That is why I work so deliberately to find a balance in my decision-making. That will continue as we work on many of the issues that have been important to me during my time on the City Council, but also the important issues that are important to you and the new issues that we face and challenges that we face today. As chair of the Budget Oversight Committee, I'm pleased that we will be working with my colleagues to ensure that we continue to govern smarter and fiscally fair and responsible as we deal with today's challenges. This year, we will embark on a more open and transparent budget process with nearly year-round engagement in budget oversight. I'll continue to work for more accountability and transparency in our city government, and I'm pleased that the City Ethics Commission is now established and is working on fulfilling their mission. Our new Citizens Redistricting Commission has now just been appointed, and that body of citizens will be working on reapportionment and drawing our new council district boundaries, independent of the City Council. And the work is underway to review and improve the Citizen Police Complaint Commission, which was groundbreaking when it was established 30 years ago, but today is in need of reform to meet today's unique challenges. Creating access to housing and shelter for the homeless will continue to be a priority. And once again, the 8th District's residents are welcoming an emergency homeless shelter that is currently operational, and we have a few exciting new housing developments that will be breaking ground shortly after the first of the year. Moving forward with more deliberate and being more deliberate about taking action about adapting to climate change. We can't plant enough trees or develop enough park space. Over the past 8 years, we've worked diligently to develop over 40 acres of new park space in the 8th District alone, and open space in the 8th District. And we'll work, and there's much more in store, such as completing the Davenport Park expansion and green belts along the LA River. The residents in my district also spoke loud and clear during the campaign. Fixing streets, sidewalks, and public infrastructure must continue to be a high priority, and we're already looking at creative solutions to expedite our needed repairs beyond the Measure A funding. Remember who we are, Long Beach. We are Long Beach. We are Strong Beach. We are a city built on diversity, resilience, and community. And many in our city are being deeply impacted by these unprecedented times. Many are dealing with COVID-19 directly. They are unemployed, facing homelessness, or had to close businesses. This health and economic crisis is affecting us all, some more than others, and I'm always mindful of that as your city council member. During these challenging times, I'm calling for less anger and more compassion, kindness, and togetherness in our neighborhoods and for our city. I go into this third term with a full understanding that our residents expect reasonable debate and exchanges of ideas from us as elected leaders when we come here in this chamber and do your business. You expect us to be accessible and collaborative and present in our districts. And that's who I am and who I will continue to be. To my colleagues, I challenge us to build bridges that lead us to a more inclusive and equitable city, and understand that fueling division among us is dangerous and counterproductive for the future interests and the future of our city. I'd like to spend my remaining time on the City Council working to build better collegiality and broader collective vision for our city. And these times, they demand that of us and of each other. And so, again, I want to thank you all for the opportunity to, again, serve for 4 more years on this great body. Thank the Mayor, Robert Garcia, and the entire City Council. I look forward to serving with you all. And then also this amazing city staff. I can't say enough for the talent that we have in this building that are working on behalf of the residents of Long Beach. I think they are the best public servants in California. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman Elston. Congratulations, and we are looking forward to working with you. Thank you, everyone, for watching the swearing-in ceremony for the newly elected council members. This event is concluded. Please tune in at 5 o'clock for our regular council meeting. Thank you.